Hi there. I just received this through the door. The facts we need for our big decision. Please note the X against the no box, where should Scotland be an independent country. I'd just like to point out a few things to people that might be getting this leaflet today. You'll see here we've got, as part of the UK, we have far higher public spending than the rest of the UK. Experts agree that going alone would put our schools and hospitals at risk. Well, okay, experts. I've got experts as well, and they say the exact opposite. In actual fact, what happens is we put in about £1,700 into the Treasury, each one of us, in terms of the taxes and so forth, and we get back £1,200. So that debunks that quite straightforwardly, right? This guy, Cameron, teacher. I love being a teacher. I'm proud of the education we give our young people in Scotland at our schools and our world-leading universities. Scottish universities benefit massively from the extra funding we gain as part of the UK. I wonder if he's telling any of his students that they'll be paying for student fees in the future if we vote no, because that most definitely will happen. Vote yes, let's protect that. Education should be our number one priority, and also the NHS. And here's Dr. Bowie, GP. Right across Scotland, doctors, nurses and other NHS staff are always there when we need them. As part of the UK NHS, there's no such thing. Is this a real doctor? We've got the Scottish NHS, the English NHS, we've got the Welsh NHS, and we've got the Northern Ireland NHS. So where did the UK NHS come from? Okay. Well, I'll continue that. We get hassle-free access to specialist clinical facilities in England, Wales, Northern Ireland. In actual fact, we get that right across Europe. And it's like we have little deals going between all of the health services, and they allow us to send patients to where they'll get the best treatment. That'll continue after a yes vote. So I wouldn't worry about it, Dr. Bowie. And I would like to see you find out that we actually have a Scottish NHS. Are you in the Scottish NHS, would be my first question. Next we've got this. Being part of the bigger UK means more economic opportunities and gives us better protection from economic crises. It shows clearly 4.4 billion, the gap in Scottish oil revenue in just 1 year. And then on the other side of the blackboard, it's got 4.5 billion, the budget for every Scottish school. Hope you can see that. Now then, the drop in Scottish oil revenue in just 1 year. Well, what they're talking about is the 2012-2013 GERS that did in fact show a drop in oil revenue. That oil revenue was reduced because of the massive investment that's going into oil in Scotland. And any time a company makes an investment, they're allowed to reduce that from their corporation tax. Not really telling us the full story there, are they? No, right. Okay, just move on. Economists say independence means higher interest rates. What would just a 1% rise in interest rates mean for your finances? Oh, this is scare story central, isn't it? Average mortgage up by around £1,300 a year. Absolute and complete, utter nonsense. I even have, my own mortgage is run by a company that's in Canary Wharf, and what will happen is, if they try and charge me more on my mortgage, I'll go looking about. Plus the fact is that we'll still have the currency union, so anyway the interest rates will be regulated by the Bank of England, which is owned by us. So I wouldn't worry about it. Plus the fact, if any of you've got a credit card, The rate of interest from the Bank of England at the moment is 0.5%. Do you get charged that on your credit card or even on your mortgage? No, you pay more than that. This is just a huge scare story. And I would give it the amount of time it deserves, which is nil, really. Okay, here we go. Midgley family. The Midgley family. As working parents, we worry about what leaving the UK would mean for our family. Right now, as part of the UK, we get £1,200 more per person to spend on our schools and hospitals. Why would we want to risk this? Well, in actual fact, haven't they said that before? Yeah, they did. They said it here, right? So, yet again, I draw the little chap, the little Yorkshire chap that made the comment on a brochure, on a leaflet the other day there, is that why are they missing all these opportunities to put in another separate argument for the union? Really daft. So they get £1,200 more per person. Well, do you realise, Mr. and Mrs. Midgley, that you give £1,700 down to the Treasury and you get back £1,200? Yet again, not really telling us the full story, are they? Right, next one is Craig. Now, we've seen him before. We've seen, there was a wee video made by the No campaign, and this guy and his mates round about him were all stood there going, we are voting for the union, right? So Craig, shipyard worker, my job in the shipyard depends on being part of the UK. If we go it alone, then the work would dry up and my job would be at risk. All right, Craig, I read the words, but I don't believe it. In actual fact, I'm looking at Clyde that used to employ tens of thousands of people and now employs just 3,000 people in shipyards. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. In actual fact, Craig, did you know that the potential is that if we get rid of the Trident subs, we'll have an oil boom in the Clyde? You'll have plenty of work, son. I wouldn't really worry about it. You'll be fine. Next is this. Today, everyone in the UK pays the same prices in supermarkets, even though it costs more to transport food to Scotland. One look at the UK and Ireland shows what price rises could be if we vote to leave the UK. Oh dear, this yet again is absolute nonsense. In actual fact, we've had a reply from Tesco's. They were ever so good, and what they said was, I'm sorry about the light here, I'll read it to you. It's someone wrote and showed this particular cost of independence if we vote to leave the UK. And what it says is, dear Mr. Tuff, thank you for your email. I can confirm there is no truth in the leaflets that the Scottish Homes seem to be receiving. It states on the leaflet that Tesco will increase their prices by 16% if Scotland leaves the UK. I can confirm this is not true, as we've got a great business in Scotland and our job is to create the best offer for customers whatever the outcome of the referendum. I hope this clears up the confusion. Wow. Straightforward, straight from Tesco's, and Tesco's have just said, British government, please, don't include us in your lies. Next. Our Scottish Parliament already has full power over our NHS, schools, police and transport. Well, Willie Rennie's already said that our Scottish Parliament is a temporary Parliament and could be taken away at any time if the UK Parliament decided so. Devolved power is no power at all. Most of us want more decisions taken here in Scotland, whilst keeping the strength, security and stability of being part of the larger UK. I might reword that a wee bit. All of us want change in Scotland. And we don't want anything to do with Westminster because they've been lying, cheating us and scamming us for as long as memory survives. Working no means more powers are guaranteed to come to the Scottish Parliament without losing the backup of the bigger UK. Well, we'll probably have powers over playing tiddlywinks on a Sunday. I don't see really very much coming at all. A no vote will give us the best of both worlds. More decisions taken here in Scotland, backed up by the strength, security and stability of the UK. I think we'll do pretty good by ourselves. Vote yes. Vote yes and change and get us away from this corrupt Parliament that are trying to keep their claws into us. Thank you for your time.